All right, man. Apparently, ESPN Ringside posted something about who the king of the welterweight division is, right? Between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. People have been sending this to me, and about the resume, and people have been debating this. But at the end of the day, like I tell you, numbers lie, facts lie. The information lies sometimes when they don't give you all the information. So, um, check out the welterweight boxing playlist, welterweight boxing talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And a lot of people will continue to say that, well, look at Earl Spence have done. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to give people the entirety of the facts, and not even just digging into, and not even just digging into, and not even just digging into the opponents necessary. See, when you start talking about this type of stuff, right? One thing you can say, well, Errol Spence pretty much, as a prize fighter, he's been the welterweight his whole career as a prize fighter. Okay, he fluctuated around welterweight, but for the most part, most people consider the dude a welterweight since he came in. So he's been in this division for 10 years. He's been competing in this division for 10 years. That's what we can say. He's been competing at this division for 10 years. Terence Crawford has been competing at this division for 4 years. It'll be 4 years going next June. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence turned professional at this division. It's been 10 years. December 11th, November 9th, 2012. Okay? So at the end of the day, we talking about a dude with a welterweight resume. You know what I'm saying? That's 6 years more. He got 6 more years more. Then you can continue to go on. His company been controlling the division since Floyd Mayweather. They had Keith Thurman as the regular champion. Floyd was the king of the division, right? Come on. They had Danny Garcia, Robert Garcia, who both fought for the vacant WBC belt, right? Who else you have up there? Sean Porter been tinkling around the division. They were Eddie Hearn affiliate. They were working with Eddie Hearn for a minute. Eddie Hearn finessed them with belts because remember Kamada came over, took the belt from Jamie McDowell won the vacant belt from Kamada. I think it was a vacant belt. Then came over and beat him again. I think they fought in Texas twice or something like that. I could be wrong. I know one of the fights was in Texas. Anthony Joshua took Charles Martin belt because Al Haymon was trying to steal the rights to Anthony Joshua from Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn was too smart. Don't forget, Kell Brook took Sean Porter belt right in America. So Al Haymon lost 2 belts to Eddie Hearn in fucking America. Lost the third one trying to steal Anthony Joshua away from Eddie Hearn instead of making Deontay Wilder unified champion. So pretty much Eddie Hearn was a PBC affiliate. He might not have been in the rotation like TGB, Samson Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, he was more active with the PB under the PBC banner than what's old buddy name? Than Mayweather Promotions. He was more active than Mayweather Promotions was. Him and Al was working together. They was doing shit together. So come on, Kell Brook was an affiliate. Come on. So they don't tell you the dude had 6 years jump and had all the pieces on the board. So when Terence Crawford wanted to come to welterweight, he didn't even want to be undisputed at 140. People at Top Rank were saying, Bob Arum told him, man, the politics, man. Don't unify this division so you have something to stand on going up there. When Jeff Horn had the belt, everybody wanted to fight Jeff Horn. Errol Spence said, I'll get a belt, I'll fight him. So at the end of the day, look at the facts. Those are the facts. So after you slice the cake, you got a high school super senior who been in high school for 10 years compared to a dude who just about to graduate. Of course he should have more experience. Of course he should be more comfortable. Of course he should have a better resume. But they can't call you king because that's Dolph. Come on, man. But you can't call him king when he depriving everybody of a fight everybody want to see. Come on, it's different when you can say, well, it's hard to say Anthony Joshua was with 3 belts because people wanted to see the Wilder or the Fury fight when he got the belt and it didn't happen. People not calling Alexander Usyk the king of heavyweight division because he got to go see Tyson Fury, which he gonna fuck Tyson Fury up, by the way. Um, you know, so I mean, you call Jamil, he unified the division. I'm trying to think of somebody who might not necessarily have all the belts. That's the dude. That's that dude in the division. It do exist. It does exist. Just like how people say, well, Devin got all the belts, but I still think Tank is better. People say that. Not saying that's my opinion. Um, like that. Like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's been guys, who you identify as the number one, whatever, and he might have a belt or he might have two belts, or like Terence Crawford was at 135. He had the WBO and the lineal belt. You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, that's the guy. And people like, well, that's the thing. Well, Terence Crawford got it. Like that. You have those scenarios. You have those scenarios. They do exist. Um, they do exist. You know. So, but yeah, people go through the resume, but won't give you the facts. You playing with all the chess pieces on the board from Manny Pacquiao was on your side of the street. Floyd Mayweather was on your side of the street. Keith Thurman was on your side of the street. Kell Brook was affiliated with your side of the street. Sean Porter was on your side of the street. Danny Garcia was on your side of the street. Lamont Peterson was on the side of your street. I mean, we can go on and on. Amir Khan was on the side of the street. He didn't, in 10 years, he did not fight everybody. He didn't fight Floyd. He didn't fight Manny Pacquiao. He didn't fight Keith Thurman still. We don't know. That could be coming up. He didn't fight everybody. In 10 years here, he still haven't fought the fights that people wanted him to see. Nobody give a fuck about Danny Garcia. Nobody wanted to see Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to see Lamont Peterson. He was just a warm body. Ocampo is a mandatory. Cool. Dennis Ugas had a strap. Cool. But come on. He had all these pieces on the side of the board and still didn't complete the trifecta. Still didn't complete the triple crown. Still didn't fight Floyd. Didn't fight, well, fuck Floyd. Didn't fight Keith. Didn't fight Pacquiao, who beat Keith. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you've been there 10 years and you still ain't completed what you got to complete yet. Come on. Come on, Lee. Come on. Come on, you still ain't complete. We compete. Come on, you still didn't do what you were supposed to do. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Then again, that's just the breakdown that you gotta talk facts. Over you gotta talk all the facts over most of the fiction over some of the facts. When you gotta tell a whole story, then people be like, oh shit, okay, I get it, I get it, I get it. Cool, cool. But somebody who didn't know nothing about boxing, which a lot of people around here don't, they claim they know something about boxing. And I love the video that Bruce Baines just did calling out the cokehead. It's all about marketing. That's all it's about. It's not a passion for these dudes, bro. It's all about just it's all about, playing the popular opinion side. It ain't about being real. And everybody can't be real. If everybody was real or everybody was a popular dick riding popular opinion guy, the world wouldn't be the world. If it was Pleasantville, the world would be boring. You ever see the movie Pleasantville? Great movie. Rest in peace to Paul Walker, Tobey Maguire. I think Reese Witherspoon in it. The mama from Malcolm in the Middle in it too. Terrific movie. Terrific movie. You know, everything can't be perfect. We need dudes like him. Not I hate to say it. We need y'all fanboys to hate. We need y'all fanboys to fanboys. It's room for fat chicks, ugly chicks, big niggas, fat niggas, ugly niggas. All of them bring balance. They all bring balance. There's rooms for electric cars. Full of room for hybrids. There's room for big bodies. There's room for Corvettes. There's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. Real talk. There's room for everybody. But a lot of the people gonna tell you, just give you the names and not give you the reasons why. And if Terence Crawford, in my opinion, this is an opinion and this is not a fact. But if Terence Crawford if Terence Crawford had the opportunity to fight all those dudes, hold on, Minnie, what you doing? Hold on, Minnie, he sniffing around my shoes too much. But if Terence Crawford had the opportunity to fight them dudes, I think he would have fought them dudes. But then again, what you got to say about Errol Spence is, right? What you got to say about Errol Spence is this. What you got to say about Errol Spence is this. Right? Is that what if he had the opportunity to fight Keith Thurman? He had the opportunity to fight Danny Garcia. He had the opportunity to fight Sean Porter and all them in a timely manner. I believe he would have too. And I believe if it was up to him and not his janky ass manager, advisor, promoter, whatever you want to call him, the king of the Muhammad Ali Act, I think that he would have already sold the division up and we wouldn't be talking about this. I don't think we'd be talking about this. So, at the end of the day, I don't blame Errol Spence. I think if they all would have lined them up back to back to back to back for him, he wouldn't be talking about Terence Crawford. We would be talking about Terence Crawford unifying this division, and then we'd be talking about them fighting at 54. That's what we'd be talking about. That's what we'd be talking about. Quite frankly. Just to keep it real. So, when somebody's gonna come over here and say, well, this guy was better than this guy. At the end of the day, I'm not even gonna get into that because we can debated this so many times. You can talk about Lamont Peter, Jose Benavidez Jr. Peterson was done. Jose was done. Ocampo, Amir Khan. Come on. You can say, Garrett Khan would beat Ocampo. He better. Okay, cool. Cobb Velasquez and Mikey, they was in the same gym. Mikey has done nothing at welterweight. He lost to fucking Sandor Martin. Sean Porter, Kell Brook. Kell Brook beat Sean Porter. And Sean Porter. They fought each other back to back. Terence Crawford stopped Sean Porter. He didn't. Danny Garcia don't really think he was any good outside of 140 pounds. Or Dennis Ugas and Avanesian, that would have been a pick'em fight, in my opinion. Shit, or Dennis Ugas, he had a split decision. With Alexis Rocha. So come on. It ain't too much far apart, but hey, to me, it ain't too much debate left to really debate. If you catch my drift, it ain't too much to debate. Ain't too much more to debate. It ain't too much more to debate. It ain't too much more to debate. So people can say what they want to say. It is what it is. People can say what they want to say, but we can go back and forth until they get in the ring. It is what it is. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Peace.